Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video and would like to receive notifications of my future video postings, please subscribe. I apologize that I still have my sunglasses on. My pink eye is still not get to the point that is presentable. So I'm going to wear it probably for another couple of days. Hopefully I will be better by then. My fast cooking system has 4 attributes. They are flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. Advanced prepping is critical for implementing my fast cooking system because it sets the stage for the execution of the process. In this video, I'm going to show you my approach in advanced prepping for chicken in such a way so that I can have chicken anytime I want. Using this prepping method, I can have chicken from freezer to the time I'm ready to cook in the wok in less than 10 minutes. Okay, let's get into the kitchen and see how we're going to do this. And my prepping system is actually relatively simple. I just want to take the chicken I bring back from the supermarket so I can cut them all up so they will be ready for me to use anytime I need it in the portion that I want. I use chicken more as a condiment rather than as the main ingredients, so I don't need a very large package. So I usually put them in 8-ounce packages and store them in such a way. I use the traditional ziploc sandwich bag, and they are perfect for this particular purpose. I normally purchase about 5 to 6 pounds of chicken, and I will cut them up and I store them in the freezer almost like files in a filing cabinet for easy access and getting to them. When I need them, I just put them in a sink of lukewarm water and they will be thawed out in about 5 to 10 minutes, and now I will be ready to cook. So from a freezer to the wok in less than 10 minutes. When I first decided to use the sandwich ziploc bag to store them in the freezer, I just questioned whether it is going to be thick enough. But it turned out that it is pretty thick and it is sufficient. And I use this particular brand because it is thicker than most other type of sandwich bag. I use a 6-inch ceramic knife for cutting the chicken, and they work really well. If you want to know more about ceramic knife, you can take a look at this video. In this video, I'm going to use about a little bit over 6 pounds of chicken in this what they so-called a family chicken breast package. And the first thing I'm going to do is to remove the fat as well as tendon from the chicken breast. Now, this is a traditional, I would call it the normal chicken breast that you will find in the supermarket. Occasionally, I will buy organic chicken breast, but it all depends on what I'm going to use the chicken breast for. But for general purpose, this is the type I'm going to use most of the time. To make the chicken easier to slice, first of all, I will cut the chicken into strips. And here you can see how well that the ceramic knife do. It just basically cut right through it without any resistance. I generally prep my chicken into 2 different sizes. For example, if I want to use the chicken for, say, sesame honey chicken, or General Tso's chicken, I will cut the chicken into larger slices because that will give a much better bite for the chicken when you are eating it. As you can see here, the ceramic knife does really well. I prefer the ceramic knife better because they can stay sharp for a much longer time than a steel knife. For example, here I have used this ceramic knife for over 2 years and it remained still very sharp, as you can see right here. In this demonstration, I use a cutting technique known as the claw technique. As you can see, I curl my fingertips away from the knife so that my fingertip never exposed or extended. As you can see here, what I'm trying to do is that I use my fingertip to dig into the chicken, and then my fingertip will be never extended out. At the same time, the knife sometimes will come into contact with the knuckles of my finger, so I always know where the knife is located. So I normally prep half of the chicken that I cut into smaller pieces. As you can see here, I cut them into much smaller pieces than what I have done previously. The small size of the chicken pieces actually do really well when you cook it with other ingredients, such as you're going to do a vegetable medley with chicken. And so by having the chicken breast cut in 2 different sizes, it gives me much greater flexibility in how I'm going to use them. I actually do not mind cutting the chicken at all. In fact, I enjoy it. As you can see here, the one on the right is the larger pieces and on the left is the smaller pieces. And next, I then weighed the chicken and it weighs about 5 pounds, 5 ounces. That's what I got from the 6-pound package of the chickens that I purchased. I then get ready with 10 ziploc bags since I'm going to store them in 8 ounces package. I want to make sure that I have the ziploc bag already open because they come zip first. In the beginning, I didn't realize that I got myself caught in a bind. It turned out that the ziploc bag is perfect for storing 8 ounces of chicken. I'm going to use a pair of tongs to transfer the chicken into the bag. I want to put about 8 ounces of chicken into each of the ziploc bag, so using the scale is very helpful. I really like using this particular scale because it has a large surface area for me to work on. And also the tongue is really helpful for transfer the chicken. In the beginning, I used to use a spoon and I tend to make a mess with it. And one of the main reasons that I use the sandwich ziploc bag because it is perfect for storage in my freezer, which I will show you a little bit later. Next is how to seal up the ziploc bag. I discovered the best thing to do is to push as much air as possible out of the ziploc bag. In this case, it is my poor man's vacuum packing. It is important to push out as much air as possible because any presence of the air inside the bag will result in the accumulation of frost. The next step is for me to flatten the chicken inside the bag. And I want to make the bag as flat as possible, both for freezing and thawing purposes. I then label the bag on the top flag, and it turns out this is the best place to label the bag. As well, I also put the letter L to indicate those bags have large pieces of chicken. And when I put them in the freezer to freeze them, I freeze them in a flat configuration. And once they're frozen, I store in the shelf of my freezer in an upright position. By labeling the bag on the top, you can store them almost like a bunch of files in a file cabinet because now you can easily read them and find what you want. This turned out to be a great organization system for my freezer because I have this type of bracket on the door of the freezer. So now every time when I want to have some chicken, I can take a bag and put it in a sink of warm water. In about 10 minutes, I will have chicken ready for me to use and cook in the wok. I still remember in one of the cooking class, I demonstrate this prepping method. At the end of the class, one of the students came up to me, and I will call him Jerry for the purpose of this video. Jerry told me that this is the approach that he has been waiting for a long time because about a year ago, he purchased, because of on sale, 30 pounds of chicken breast. They have been sitting in his freezer for all this time because it's very hard for him to use them because they all come wrapped in 10-pound package. Jerry told me that he's going to go home and thaw out all the chickens and he's going to prep them and freeze them in 8-ounce package so he can use them anytime he wants. About a month later, Jerry sent me an email, and in there he told me that he has been eating chicken now every day using this approach, and he told me he could not enjoy it any more than he would have. I believe this method really works, and I would suggest you to give it a try. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like icon below because this will help me expand my audience base. If you would like to receive notifications of my future video postings, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you next time.